Joe Rogan is woke. Hear me out.
Yeah, we should stop this crap.
They're done. They're not gonna change their mind if you're nice to them.
Dude, you're literally a pussy. It's a rough time in podcasters' world, and we as fellow podcasters know that. But there's one podcaster which stands out of many, many other podcasters.
The biggest
which are great. Us as well are great podcasters. All of podcasters are great, but one is the greatest of all of them, and his name you probably guessed because we put it on the picture and the title of this video. Joe Rogan, our beloved UFC commentator and
expert on everything.
Ex-comedian.
Or actually, I don't know if he was ever a comedian. I don't think he was ever funny.
International politics expert, security
alien spot
healthcare expert,
martial arts expert,
martial
hobby
arts
expert, philosophy expert. I mean,
Donald Trump expert,
Elon Musk expert, Russia-Ukraine expert.
He's great in all of his. At the same time, he's a simple guy, right?
Yes, he's just a guy next door.
He's just a chill guy who's listening to different people who come to his podcast accidentally.
No, not different. Not different. They're not that different. He's not listening to different people. He's listening to the same people.
Because lately, and that's why it's on Ukrainian Toronto television, lately he said something, let's say,
unsavory.
Yeah.
Unsavory.
Not cool. Not cool.
I mean, look, I don't know shit about politics.
Zelensky says Putin is terrified. Fuck you, man. Fuck you people. You fucking people are about to start World War III.
Fuck you too, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Well, it appears he commented later. Yeah, let's lower the temperature a little bit. Fuck you people was apparently, allegedly, as Joe Rogan stated, towards Biden administration, right?
Okay, then.
Yeah. So it's only to Zelensky, not us people, right? Because at first I thought it was towards us people, and I was a little bit offended.
Well, because when you say "fuck you people," you kind of assume I'm a people.
But to be honest, let's put it this way: Zelensky is representing Ukrainian people, and he is executing the will of Ukrainian people to defend itself against genocidal invasion.
And he is people, and we are people. And he is people,
yeah. And in a way, Ukraine defends itself, even though Joe Rogan might not like it. Ukraine is protecting its people its women from being raped, its men from being killed, its children from being bombed by fucking rockets, missiles, which fly all over country to every point of the country. So yeah, I mean, telling these people "fuck you" for wanting to defend themselves.
For basically wanting to live, really, and not even, having nothing to do with Joe Rogan's life, by the way.
Yeah. Just because, and we should put it clear as day, Joe Rogan thinks that striking Russia with missiles is going to start World War III, and he thinks that way only because Russians
told him.
That way.
Yeah, literally spewing Russia propaganda again.
Yeah, and So what would be the normal thing for a normal simple guy who's got something wrong, right? And
No, Mark, if you're implying that you think a simple guy with saying something wrong would apologize and say, you know what, I was not right, Ukrainians have the right to defend themselves. Well, this is not the case we're talking about, no. This isn't kind of the type of person that you expect to admit to their own mistakes. So the correct way to go for it, and I agree with the people who tried to do this, because it's a guy with the biggest podcasting platform in the world currently.
Very influential. It's hard to acknowledge.
And you now, and at this point, the most influential people in the world are also a bunch of crybabies just crybabies all the time, that you can't call out on their bullshit, because when you call them out on their bullshit, they get angry at you, and they get, they remember every single thing, and they can't let this go, and they're very, very petty, ridiculously petty. So what's happening is that after that, people who want to correct Joe Rogan, or at least, kind of protect their own interests, and I mean Ukrainians, they start actually, like, in the manner akin to, almost kissing his ass, start to kind of explain to him gently, lightly, very intelligently, very, very cutesy about, like, dear Joe Rogan, how about you invite me to your thing, and then I'll explain why you might be wrong and you might change your mind sincerely. And those are not just regular people, by the way. That's not me or Mark, really. Mark, did you apply for Joe Rogan podcast yet?
I did. I went to JoeRoganExperience.com, and there's this form you have to sign, and I wrote there my cover letter and my resume, and said,
nobody
hey,
wants
man.
to talk to you except me, Mark.
How the fuck this guy got to Joe Rogan, and I don't.
Yeah,
I at
by
least
the
know
way.
how to use microphone, but anyway.
Yeah. So this wasn't Mark, by the way, I was talking about, but good to know that you're actually doing something like this. We're going to talk about this later. No, I mean, we had at least 3 people. 2 of them have publicly stated that they wanted to go on the Joe Rogan podcast, and one of them, Joe Rogan, actually said about that himself. So the first person to address Joe Rogan was a very famous Ukrainian boxing champion, which you guys all know. His name is Volodymyr Klitschko. And he actually, like, gently called Rogan out for his propaganda, trying to explain to him in a very nice manner. And I was thinking, hey, this, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Klitschko. I mean, his brother is mayor of Kyiv, he's a politician, and I don't necessarily support them, like, viciously. But I guess I thought, well, Klitschko is a boxer, and Joe Rogan was this martial arts commentator, right? And Joe Rogan obviously knows who Klitschko is. Everybody in the world knows who Klitschko brothers are.
Obviously, yeah.
They're super famous 100%. And super influential, and in sports especially.
He's
they're
world
iconic.
Champion, multiple times world champion.
I mean, they're icons. They're iconic, like akin to Mike Tyson. I mean, nobody in the world who knows
for a long time.
Yes, everybody who knows squat about boxing knows who Klitschko is, or like sport, really, not even boxing, sport. And so, I was like, well, this might actually work. Joe Rogan might actually invite this guy because they're brothers in arms. If the world champion in boxing is asking you to come and talk to him because his country is at war, and you said something which is very dangerous for this country, I mean, probably that's a normal thing to do, isn't it? No. So this went completely ignored. And then another person who's also a not just celebrity, but like a politician, a very qualified person to talk on the matter with a great command of English language, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba, one of the, favorites of the crowd, really likable guy, very charismatic, ridiculously influential, ridiculously famous, also went on Twitter and said, "Hi, Joe Rogan, freaking out Ukrainians without giving them a chance to speak isn't a fair fight." True. If you ever feel like having a real conversation, let's sit down and chat about anything Ukraine related, dragons included. You know your stuff, I know mine, cigars on me. So this Minister of Foreign
Dragons not the Jordan Peterson's thing?
Actually, I think Joe Rogan kind of agreed on that. I mean, they believe dragons existed. It doesn't. Okay. I mean, whatever, dude. You do problem, you. Yeah, I have zero problem with people believing in dragons. Actually,
It's not. It's not threatening in our existence.
I'm actually willing to debate this.
But at the moment, when this will eventually threaten our existence.
Yeah, when the dragons come and want to kill me, I'll come back to that. But the point is, so this amazing guy didn't do anything bad to the United States, Joe Rogan personally, even Donald Trump. I mean, Kuleba has been exceptional at being very good at communicating Ukrainian foreign policy. And, as Joe Rogan is a person who's like, oh, I'm I don't have a dog in a fight. I only care about, my country and the world peace. And I'm into World War II. I'm not pro-Russian, not into Ukrainian, blah, blah, blah. I want to look at this with people, it only makes sense that he would invite this guy too. But again, nothing. Maybe something will happen. We don't know it yet. But then something ridiculous happened. Something so crazy that I can't still wrap my head around that. Apparently, President Zelensky team actually kind of reached out to Joe Rogan's team and suggested that President Zelensky comes to Joe Rogan podcast and talks to him about the current Russia-Ukraine war situation. And you know what happened, Mark?
I hope it's true. I hope it's true. They're trying to come up with some sort of a... Zelensky tried to come on.
Whoa!
Yeah, they tried to get Zelensky on. I was like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man? And that's it.
I don't know.
So they just want to... This is, again, they're becoming woke. Joe Rogan is woke. Hear me out. Because Joe Rogan podcast is a safe space. It's a safe space
exactly.
for MAGA, for Trump.
Christians,
yes. They don't want to icky-bicky, disgusting Zelensky there ruining the zen.
Mood, yeah.
The mood, the chill.
Because only chill guys who believe Russian propaganda are allowed to the podcast.
Yeah,
just
too
to
traumatic.
To get back, relax, draw a joint or whatever, and spew and talk about like genociding whole people in the center of Europe, just normally with
just guys. Without everybody getting on your back and
all of those, all of those facts and all of those he'll have to ask Jamie to pull up so much facts all the time. It's gonna be such a mess.
Yes.
I mean, and imagine if he got something wrong. Not that.
No.
It's not a show. It's a safe space.
So Joe Rogan is woke and he takes care of his took a break for his mental health. Took a break from politics. So
I mean, we should stop this crap with Joe Rogan being just a simple guy who could be wrong on some things, but he just invites different people who say different things. It's not like that anymore. It's not like that. He invites only people who share his views. For God knows what reason he invites. He didn't have any pro-Ukrainian speaker there.
Ever.
Talking about Ukraine and Russia, ever, like in the last 3 years at least. And it's been like that from the beginning of the war, from the beginning of the full-scale invasion. He invited a bunch of guys who have no relationship, to like basketball players, to whatever, like, I don't remember, but who had no relationship to this region or wars or anything at all. And he just spewed Russian propaganda, and from that time he didn't change a bit.
And the thing is, we have to stop doing this thing at this point, because there's a lot of talk online, and by the way, me and Mark are constantly being the subject of these talks, is like we should be nice to the people who hate us. We should try and talk to them, be convincing, be nice to them, because you know what, maybe they'll open their minds. No, listen, these guys have made their conclusions already. They're done. They're not going to change their mind if you're nice to them. I mean, the Minister of Foreign Affairs offers to come to you smoke a bunch of cigars and talk about everything, just
President Zelensky proposes to come
it's
to you. He's nice.
Everybody's nice. You can try to be as nice to them as you can. You can try as nice. You can just go out of your way and be the nicest guy possible. But that way it works is that they
won't
don't
give
care.
you a platform to defend yourself. Now we've been there numerous times. We still have to stay nice, and we will stay nice. You can't find
I'm not gonna
any
do it.
no, we don't have to. We don't have this. We don't
obligation.
Have this power. Ukrainian politicians, Ukrainian famous people. They stay nice. They try to talk. They try to engage, etc., etc. And that's right thing to do. Obviously, even though it's futile, but look at this. Like 3 people, including president, foreign minister, minister of foreign affairs, box champion, ultimate box champion from 2000s. Everyone tried to come to his podcast, talk to him, and tell him what's going on in Ukraine. Why do we do things like we do stuff? Why do we ask for U.S. military assistance? And how do people spend it? We are nice.
Yeah.
We are
and before
not
anybody
at all. It's just like we're trying to reach out, and these people, they have malicious intent.
Before
they
anybody starts this stupid concept about, well, it's Joe Rogan's podcast. He invites anybody who he wants, and like if you want to talk to him, you can invite him. Blah blah blah. Need to remind you about Kamala Harris' case when she wanted to go in, but she couldn't, and they talked, and he only said, oh, I'm not going to go wherever you are. You have to come here and speak with me. So the platform is open to suggestions. It's not like he has a policy where he's like, no, I only talk to people I invite and that's it. No, that's not true. That's not true because we all know that this isn't true. It's just, the reality is that it's not his right to kind of invite anybody who he wants. It's just it's true, but we have to come to terms with the fact that he does not want to invite people with the opposing opinion because he doesn't care about the opposing opinion. This is a lie and a manipulation.
He has an agenda which he's trying to
He has an agenda.
He's not just listening there.
Yes.
If you can just listen but invite all the people who has only one political opinion, you don't just listen. It doesn't work like that.
It is not how it works. It's true. He is just does propaganda at this point. That's stupid. I'm sorry to say this.
And also, like Joe Rogan loves to talk about masculinity. He loves to talk about good times create soft man, bad times create strong man. Dude, you're literally a pussy. I mean, you're just a fucking coward.
Yeah.
You're afraid to have a boxing champion at your show where you talk about martial arts comedian, all the time.
Yeah.
You're afraid to have these people because they have opposing you. You're such a coward. I
have a theory, Mark. I think it's he doesn't want to invite them because in his heart of hearts he kind of suspects that he's wrong, and he knows he's going to lose an argument, and he's going to look like an idiot.
He knows he's wrong. He knows he's wrong, and he's not even going. I've watched Joe Rogan a lot. He's not going to have an argument. If they come, he's not going to have an argument. He will just listen, ask questions, etc., etc. It's not about the argument or losing it. It's not. There are no debates. Almost never on Joe Rogan. No. It's about platforming. He's afraid to platform people with opposing views because he's afraid that his viewers, his millions and hundreds of millions of viewers, will hear the truth, and that's the most terrifying thing for him, apparently.
Yeah, let's just
let's end on the positive note. First of all, fuck you, Joe Rogan.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man.
Fuck you, people.
Fuck you, people.
And come back to our show next time, and we are trying.
We also have an agenda, but our agenda is nice.
If we somehow hurt your people or something like that, we'll have you on our podcast.
By the way, if you want to have an opposing view here, you can just let us know. We're gonna invite you, and it's gonna we're not gonna do Joe Rogan, just
but you'll have to pay for that.
Yeah, by the way, but
a donation.
The donation to Ukrainian military.
Yeah. So if you're Russian in Russian Federation currently,
you're fucked.
You won't have you have this dilemma. But if you really, really want to argue, we are ready.
Yeah. We're gonna bring you down. See you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.